Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sizigi Presents Life After College. My name is Amber Zellhart, a marketing intern here at Sizigi, and I'm so excited to bring to you episode 3 of Life After College. Today's theme is Chasing Dreams. I am so excited to announce that the guest speaker for this episode is no one other than Indigo Sahara Holmes of indigosahara.com. She is a travel blogger, content creator, and just such an amazing woman. I'm so excited for you guys to learn about what inspired Indigo in her journey to becoming the woman she is today and why she chose this career path. There's just so much to share, and I'm just so excited that she was able to come and speak with us today. I also wanted to announce that next week we will not be having an episode. As a senior at the university that I am attending, I need to give a final presentation talking about all of the things that I've learned throughout the past few years, and basically going to be evaluated for everything that I've learned and all of the things that I have accomplished at my university. So next week I will be preparing for that. Please do wish me good luck for that. But without further ado, I am so excited for this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Episode 3 of Sizigi Presents Life After College with Indigo Sahara. Hi, Indigo.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Of course. How are you today?
So good. You?
I'm doing great. It's been a good start so far. Usually my Wednesdays are like the bumpy days where I'm just kind of like over the week, but this week has been good so far. Knock on wood. How has your week been?
Really good. I have some trips coming up that I'm excited for, planning for, and the weather was amazing until it started snowing again today.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but
Well, once again, I wanted to thank you for being our very third guest for Sizigi Presents Life After College. And the topic for today is chasing dreams. And I thought that you would be just the best speaker for this episode because of what you're doing and your career choice. And I will let you tell your whole story to the audience. But to everyone who doesn't know, this is Indigo Holmes. She is a content creator, travel blogger, and just an all-around amazing person. Her content is awesome. And now, Indigo, I will actually ask you to just tell us about yourself and where you're from and what you're studying or what you did study in your undergrad and what you do.
Yeah, so like Amber said, I'm Indigo from Indigo Sahara. I'm a travel blogger, travel writer, content creator. And I actually studied during my undergrad, I studied Spanish. I was a Spanish major and a journalism minor. That was not always the case. I did not know what I wanted to do for a long time. And I actually just took like a journalism class as a gen ed, and I loved it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can do this for my minor. And it obviously worked out in my favor because now here I am. But yeah, so I studied Spanish and journalism, and then now I'm in grad school for global leadership and pastoral counseling as well. So
that is awesome. Where are you doing your grad program?
Crown College. That's I'm awesome. Doing it online. It's in Minnesota, but I do it online.
Very cool, very cool. And where do you live right now, Indigo?
I am from Appleton, Wisconsin originally, and I've lived around, and I'll probably talk about that later. But I'm based in the Milwaukee, Chicago area, and I'm from Appleton.
Oh, super excited. So I actually know Indigo, we met at a concert like 3 years ago, and we were just talking about how things have just come full circle. We've always just kind of stayed in touch. And like I said earlier, like I love her content. And I'm just so happy that she's been able to join us today and tell her story and all of that good stuff. So what inspired you to become a travel blogger and content creator?
Yeah, so this is kind of going back to like moving around. When I was little, I lived in Memphis, and I also lived just north of Dublin, Ireland. So I was able to live abroad at a really young age. My dad is a pilot, so I grew up in the aviation world, and traveling, and I was very lucky to be able to do that. And because of 9/11, a lot of the airlines kind of went down. Hopefully, like they aren't going to right now. But and my dad was a new pilot at the time. So, you know, bottom of the fish tank gets booted out first. So he was laid off in the US. Luckily, that was more of a domestic issue. So he was able to find another job overseas. So we packed up, moved across the Atlantic, and lived in just north of Dublin in this tiny little village, like super Irish, exactly what you'd imagine, like thatch roofs and cheap and green, and it was amazing. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
Right, happy St. Patrick's Day. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even really celebrate it there, but my family always makes a big deal out of it because, like, we just always find an excuse to talk about Ireland. Let's just be real. So yeah, lived over there when I was 8. 8 through 10 is when I lived over there, and just that young experience abroad really broadened my worldview. And I didn't know it at the time because I was so young and I was still cognitively developing, and like it was just like scary for me and exciting for me, and that was it. But in hindsight, like that experience just totally opened my mind to cross-cultural experience and to accepting other cultures and being excited about them and wanting to share those experiences with other people. So that was like the primary thing that kind of inspired me to do this. And then another not so inspiring part of this I don't know, it was probably 2017, so a few years ago, I had the weird opportunity to attend the MTV VMAs. I just knew some people, and by luck, I got to go to the VMAs, saw all the celebrities, red carpet, everything, and like sat in front of James Arthur. Like it was so weird. Like it was just like mind-blowing experience, right? And after, I was like, I got home from LA, and I was like, what just happened? And also I loved it, like the chaos like the chaos of everyone who is in like a public eye, and the excitement and the like just the exhilarating atmosphere. I just like loved it, and I was like, well, how can I like be in this again, like and I mean, like obviously I'm not like an actress or a celebrity of any sorts, singer. I was like, okay, can't do that stuff. What's something that I can do to be in that environment without like necessarily, you know, being those people? And then I came across journalism and blogging, and I was like, oh my gosh, travel blogging, like that's just makes sense. So yeah, there's my inspiration story.
That is so awesome. Like I've always kind of thought of it because I know when we had our concert, I believe 3 years ago, and we exchanged Instagrams, I was like, wow, like I didn't even know that I was exchanging information with someone who is so talented. Like I thought we were just, I don't know, concert junkies. And I was just so inspired like from then on, because I was like, well, how old are you, Indigo?
I'm 22.
22. So I'm 23, and I was like, this is just so inspiring because I knew we were like within the same age range. And I was like, she's doing so much. She's able to travel. She's able to like start working on her dreams. And I remember, I believe it was like not too long ago that you announced that you were doing blogging full time.
Yeah.
And that just like woke me up even more. I'm like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. Anyone could do it. The sky's the limit. So that is just such a great story. I feel like you went from just traveling and moving across the country, well, no, across the world, and then having that experience when you were in LA, and it just kind of made you realize that there's more to life than what everyone tells you. Like, you don't have to work that 9 to 5, and you don't have to just get that degree and find an office job. Like, you can do, like, everything is in your hands.
Yeah.
So that's so awesome. So what does an average day in your life look like?
Honestly, really boring. Like, I mean, like, of course there's the glamour of like traveling that everyone sees, but the side that people don't see when I'm not traveling is really not that glamorous. It's, you know, sitting at my desk all day long, doing what I love. So, you know, it's great, but it is like a desk job almost. Editing, content creating if I'm not traveling and I have some content that I need to create, whether that's for a brand or a hotel or my own social media. And then editing, writing, keyword research. Pinterest takes like a long time to learn. Pinterest marketing, yes. So social media, content calendar creating, like all that stuff. Emails, lots of emails, business pitches, like all the things, like all the business stuff, bookkeeping, like average day are in the average day.
So would you say that you are busier doing what you love and creating your own journey compared to if you were just to get a traditional job?
Oh yes, I did have a more traditional job before I went full time, and I am definitely more busy. The difference is that because it's something that I'm so passionate about and that I feel called to, I don't burn out as easy. So it doesn't feel as exhausting and long and boring.
That's so inspiring. I feel like I've heard that before. I think I watched like a couple YouTuber blogs and they were saying like people think that our life is all glamorous, but we're putting in so much more work like compared to if we were going to our regular jobs. And I was like, well, that does make sense.
Yeah, but again, like it's fun. You love it, so it's worth it.
Heck yeah. Alrighty. And so what would you say you love most about what you do and what do you least enjoy?
This is a hard question. I think the easier part is what do I least enjoy? And that's probably like the business side of stuff, like the accounting, like stuff that I'm not good at and that I'll hopefully outsource someday. Like, um, but the stuff that I do love most all revolves around sharing the experiences. So whether that's through photography and editing photos or writing, and just seeing the feedback that comes and people asking me questions. I love when people ask me like, oh hey, I'm going to this place, like do you have any suggestions? Like I love that part. So yeah, I guess just being able to be a thought leader in a field is just really amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Where is your favorite place that you have traveled to so far? And I know you've been to tons of places, so this might be a hard one.
Yeah, okay, so I'm partial to Ireland, of course. Specifically Northern Ireland. That's not where I lived, but that is like my favorite place in the world. And most of my family would actually agree to the Bushmills area. If anyone knows where that is or wants to go there, highly recommend it. And I love Dublin, but to experience Ireland, you have to go outside of Dublin. So anywhere in Ireland though is like top for me always. Other places that aren't quite as biased, Paris. I was really surprised. I thought it was gonna be like overrated, like everyone said. No, it's not. Like if you believe in the magic, it's there. For sure. Peru, also love Peru. Those are probably some of my favorites. Three of my favorites.
And what draws you towards those places to call them like your favorite? Like, is it the food? Is it the culture? Is it the people? Like
Paris, the food, the pastries specifically, like, oh, they're good pastries. Also, just like the Eiffel Tower at night is just like as magical as everyone makes it out to be. Peru, though, would probably be the culture for sure. The people there are just incredible. I've been there a couple times, and both the times I was in more of the rural, poverty-ridden areas, and just meeting those people and seeing how generous they were, like literally the most generous people. They had nothing. Like the kids there who were just like, playing in the dirt piles, like they'd give us their toys and be like, oh, this is for you, and it's like, I don't need this, you need but it just really showed like the host culture of the country is just so inspiring and incredible.
oh my gosh, where do you see yourself going next?
Oh gosh. Well, last year I was supposed to go to Scotland. that didn't happen, unfortunately. It probably won't happen this year either. But I do have a lot of domestic places that I want to go down southwest, like the Utah area, all the national parks. Very excited about. I'll be going up to the Badlands area too. So for now, it'll probably be in the country for a while. But I also have a trip back to Peru that will be taken sometime. I don't know, but fingers crossed that it'll be sooner rather than later.
And I know that you recently got engaged as well. Congratulations. How does your fiance feel about all of it? Like, did he know what he was signing up for?
Yeah, he actually, I'm so lucky because I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends in the creation community who do not have families or partners that are as supportive, and they don't understand it. I got lucky. My fiance is very, very supportive, very excited, and like we kind of have this like on living dream that he'll come on full time someday too. And so hopefully that'll happen maybe.
That's so awesome.
But, yeah, he loves it, and he also got a built-in photographer, so that's nice for when I am traveling with him. He loves learning photography, which is awesome. So I am lucky.
I guess I have kind of thought of that because obviously when you have your pictures and I don't know, I've always thought, I'm like, I wonder if it's like a tripod or if it's her fiance, because if it's her fiance, he's good job.
Yeah, he does really well. Usually it's him. Sometimes we'll take tripod photos, or like drone footage is easy to take like by yourself. But yeah, he's getting really good at it.
That is so awesome. Yes, and I agree. Like, tell him that he's doing a good job. All the work he's putting in, we're appreciating it.
And yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh gosh, I mean, both my fiance and I are very entrepreneurial by nature. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a carpenter. I wouldn't be surprised that if he wasn't full-time in the creation space, that he would have like his own contracting business or something. And our life together would still be traveling. I would be traveling a lot. I see myself maybe more full-time as travel picks up again. And then, but it might be a little different if we have a family started. So yeah.
Do you see yourself in the area still that you're living in, or?
Oh, good question. We do not. I do not. We don't know where. I mean, I kind of have always been like, let's just move to another country for a year. Like, I'm kind of one of those people based on like my childhood. I'm like there, you can't get many bad things out of it. Let's just do it, you know? So maybe that would happen. Who knows? We really like the Arizona area otherwise, so maybe Arizona or California.
Very cool.
Probably not here.
It's really cool that you have control over what you're doing, and so that gives you that freedom to sort of transport to wherever you'd like to be. Just like you said, let's just move to another country. Like, it's, you know, like it's so doable, which I think is very awesome when you're able to chase your dreams and go towards a more flexible career, or a career where you're able to just, and especially nowadays where jobs are able to be more remote and you can work from home.
Absolutely.
So I guess with that, how did COVID affect your career at all, or what you're doing, and how did it do so, if it did?
Minus like the obvious travel restrictions, it actually had a very positive impact on my career, believe it or not, because at the beginning of COVID, I was in a more normal 9-to-5 job, communication, and after some mental health stuff too, I just completely burned out. And after talking with mentors and my boss and everything, like, it was just the right time to make the call to go full time with my own career. Because I was working like any content creator you'll hear talk about their story. I was working like 9-to-5, and then I'd be working on my own stuff with Indigo Sahara until like 1 a.m, and it was just not healthy at all. So when I that actually pushed me to make the decision to go full time. And also, it gave me a lot of courage. You need a lot of courage and energy too. Like it just was very revitalizing, believe it or not. And plus, because of the travel restrictions, I was able to lay a really nice foundation of like the business side and the routine side of being an entrepreneur. So laying that foundation will be awesome when travel is back and I'm able to do that more too.
That's so exciting. And I'm really hoping that things are picking up now too, because like with the vaccine being out and all of that and more awareness and everything, we're able to travel more and there are less restrictions. So that's very exciting because there might be a little bit more normalcy, which I don't even know if we can call it normalcy because like how can we get past this? But still,
I know.
We thrive and we adapt, and hopefully we will be able to travel as much as we used to and just be able to hug people again at all. That would be so nice.
I know.
Okay, so for the next one, what are some challenges that you have faced in your journey as a travel blogger and content creator?
This one, I know that you actually know the answer already because you've seen a lot of it happen. But one of the big challenges is receiving very unsolicited, very negative feedback from strangers and also from people that you know, friends and family. I'm very lucky to have a supportive family and partner, but I get comments all the time from friends that are, you know, sarcastic, but like, oh yeah, that's right, you're unemployed, or oh yeah, you're broke, and it's just like, really, you know, and that, and like trolls. Like there are so many trolls, and especially with Reels and TikTok blowing up like crazy, that algorithm pushes your content to more strangers that have never seen you before, don't know anything about you, and can make very hasty judgments about you. And not only that, but like you can tell that they're not in a good mindset in their personal life and not in a good place, and they find validation in doing that, unfortunately. So that is a challenge. Luckily, like that, knowing that they are clearly dealing with something makes it a lot easier. And also getting rid of friends that are actually not supportive, you learn that really quick in the entrepreneur space. um, yeah, that's definitely a challenge.
You know, oh, well, you know, every time I see some sort of hate comment or troll on there,
Bless your heart.
you, you handle it so gracefully. And then there's me, the friend, who's just like, what are you doing here? Why do you have something so mean to say? And it gets me every time. And I don't know how, well, I understand how you've just become so graceful about it, because I feel like, would you say that it gets easier to deal with as time goes on, or
Yeah,
more it happens?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
That's, oh, I don't know how you do it, Indigo, because like I'm patient, but sometimes, like you said, there are just some people who will say things just to say things, and it really just, oh, it grinds my gears.
Yeah, and bless your heart for like having my back. Like it means the world, seriously. And of course, like there are still comments that really kind of sting from like, you know, past hurt or whatever that everyone goes through. You all have your individual things that trigger feelings intensely, and I still have those. So I'm still working on how to deal with those. But it does get a lot easier, and it's kind of like, oh, this person's like threatened by me, like that's kind of empowering.
You bring up a good point. I've never really thought of it like that, so now I'm going to think of that a little bit more. And you also mentioned how being more successful and also being able to create your own journey and create your own career, you've realized who in your circle are not the best people to be in your circle. Has that been challenging for you as well, to like let go of people who you thought would be like forever friends or people who would have your back, and then realize that that is not the case?
Oh yes, especially coming out of COVID when like I haven't seen most of my friends in like a year and a half anyway. I feel like I'm coming out with like no friends, but like in a good way. Like now I know like who actually has my back and who doesn't, and who is talking behind my back and who is actually like, if they have an issue or they're hearing something said about me and come to me. Like you definitely weed out people in this space, but it's definitely for the better. And like looking back to some of my old friendships, I'm just like shocked that I was like thought that I was in a healthy friendship with them. And it's nothing against them, they have their own history and troubles, issues too, and I'm sure that I was that friend also at times. But yeah, yeah, it's a challenge, but for the better.
I feel like that also comes with self-growth as well. Like when you grow as an individual, you realize that some people who you think are close in your life just can't necessarily keep up. And it's not anything against them, but it's just knowing that some people just are on a different timeline. And if they can't keep up, then that's okay. Maybe just keep them on pause for a little bit. And if they just continue to pull you down, then maybe just push them away even more. But I've realized that as well, just even just with self-growth and trying new things and growing as an individual, I have had to push people, not really push people away, but sort of prioritize the people who are healthy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Preach.
Preach. Alrighty, we've got a couple more questions for you. What is one thing that you would tell your college freshman self?
Oh gosh. That you're not going in the direction that you think you are. Yeah, when I was a freshman, I mean, I always knew that I wanted to study Spanish, but I didn't know anything else other than that. I didn't really know what long-term goals were. I thought that I was going to, for a long time, I thought I was going to end up in the nonprofit, which I still am heavily involved in, but now I know that like that's just not where I'm called to be right now at this point in my life anyway. Also like community development, and like after going to Peru the first time is like really what hit me, like just like the emotions. I was like, okay, I gotta like, I don't know, go into like politics or something, I don't know. Like but yeah, so I did not know, but also that like even though you don't know, like you're gonna be okay, and you are called to something. Like we all have this like innate power inside of us, and like you're gonna do amazing things like regardless, and it's gonna be okay. You're not gonna be alone. Your people are hurtful, but you aren't gonna stay hurt, and you're gonna grow from all of your experiences.
What's one piece of advice that you would give someone who is wanting to pursue or chase a dream but is scared to do so?
Don't be afraid of what other people are going to think. Do not let that fear stop you, because it can and it will if you let it. But at the end of the day, the people who you actually want in your life, they might not be people that you think you want in your life. Like you might think you know exactly who you want to stay. But at the end of the day, you will find out a lot faster who is really there for you, if you do not let that fear control you. And you're going to be well rewarded with the outcome and the career field, whatever it may be. And you're going to be successful because it's what you crave and what you're passionate about. And yeah, don't let mean people get in your head.
That was very well said, Indigo. I got a little teary-eyed there. That was really great. Oh my gosh. And it was also very powerful too, because I'm sure, like, just as you were saying it, you weren't just saying it because it was true, but you were saying it because you've been there. Like you've felt it all. So that's why I hear the power in your voice, and it's just like it's inspiring. It's inspiring. And so with that being said, who or what inspires you to keep challenging yourself every day?
That calling, for sure, just knowing that like this is where I'm supposed to be, and even if I'm not near where I want to be, but that doesn't matter because I'm doing what I'm supposed to right now today. And also my supportive family. I'm really lucky, and both of my parents are entrepreneurs by nature too, so they just get it, and I'm so lucky because not everyone has that. So yes, working hard for them too.
That is so great. It's just, I think it's very important to have that support system, even if it's just like one or two people. Yeah. And you're even more lucky when it is more than that. But that's so nice. It's so nice to hear that side of your story and just how you started your journey and how it brought you to where you are today. And like you said, you may not be where you may not be where you know you are supposed to be, but at least you're taking those baby steps to get there, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in the present.
Absolutely.
Which is all that matters.
Yep.
Like, don't give up. Yep. So, with that being said, Indigo, thank you so much. Are there any final message or words that you would like to say to the viewers?
Just a big thank you for viewing, and also to you, Amber, for hosting me, and to Sizigi for all of the amazing work that they do. Just a big thank you.
Well, thank you, Indigo. I want to thank you again for taking the time for being with us today and just sharing your story and your experiences. It hasn't just touched me, but I know it'll touch our viewers as well, especially since there's just so much that you bring to the world, not just your kindness, but also your talent. And like you said earlier, like, you give great advice as well. So it's been an honor. Thank you so much, Indigo.
Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, thank you again for tuning in to episode 3 of Sizigi Presents Life After College. Be sure to go and follow Indigo on Instagram and check out her website as well. It's indigosahara.com. And while you're here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and a like as well. I would really appreciate that. And if you have any suggestions on our next guest for this series, please leave a comment down below. Alrighty, you guys, till the next time.